The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. Vidal Sassoon, my friends, each and every day, 10 to 15 minutes. That's all we ask. The only thing up for the day is the S&P 500. It's just barely up. The big downer for the day, HODL. That is our Bitcoin ETF. You might say, Tom, why don't we track a Bitcoin ETF instead of Bitcoin itself? Because if I'm going to be trading Bitcoin, I'm going to be trading the ETF, not putting my money into those Bitcoin exchanges. You may believe in them. You can believe whatever you want. I don't. Now, let's jump into these charts. As we look at things, I'm going to tell you what the directional probability is, entry exit point, the expected move in dollars, and the back test accuracy. And I can tell you that everything is bullish as we go into tomorrow as far as our directional probability. Do not forget these directional probabilities over the next 5+ days. They're based on all three time frames, the weekly, the 2-day, and the half-day. And again, we have specific ways that we determine whether or not to get. And if it's an up move, then we're going to look for a nice green candle being laid down in order for us to jump in with decent volume. If it is a down move, we're going to be looking for a red down candle with decent volume. So again, pay attention. Let's jump into these charts. By the way, you don't have to write all this down. If you subscribe at chartingwealth.com, you will find the email you get each and every day that we record this. You'll get the video, plus you'll get our trade execution summary grid. The one you received today is the grid for May the 1st, which is tomorrow. We always do these reports at the end of the day. Let's jump first into the S&P 500. Barely up 0.04%, 0.04%, but nonetheless up. See where it was down in the morning, popped up in the afternoon, recovered that down move. And of course, decent volume in the afternoon too. We look at the week so far, not a lot of volume. We look at the 2-day, not a lot of volume. Now this is just the first day of the latest 2-day candle, but man, the volume's been going down the last few days. That's not helpful, but let's look at where we are on the S&P. We're 75% directional probability as far as our bullishness goes. Jumping in point, a little less than we are right now at 551.76. We look to see things move up to 560. That's $8.24. And we got a 78% back test accuracy. That, my friends, is where we are on the S&P. Let's look at the NASDAQ. It ended up being down 0.01%, so 0.01% down. You can see where it was up in the morning, recovered some in the afternoon. Decent volume, not so much on the 2-day or the weekly. We do have a green candle. Hopefully things are turning around. At least we are bullish, 70%. Jumping in point is a little bit lower than we are right now. We're looking for about a $7.36 run and a 72% back test accuracy. Let's look at where we are on 20-year U.S. government bonds. Now, as we look at 20-year U.S. government bonds, we see what? Well, we're down for the day. We had been up for many, many days. We're down for the day 0.81%. We can see a weak 2-day candle that is forming. Low volume. But it is, it is just halfway through, whereas these other two prior candles have already formed. We do have a green up candle for the week after 3 down candles. We are 65% bullish, a little better in the coin toss. $89, 61% jumping in point. We're right now at $89.47. We look to see things move up about $2.39 with a 68% backtest accuracy. I'm not betting on that, my friends. That's pretty low odds there. But let's look at gold where it gets better. Now, gold pulled back yesterday, pulled back again today. You can see where things on that half-day chart sliding sideways, down over the last day and a half at least, 2 days. Volume, not much to write home about on the half day, on the 2-day, or on the weekly. We had 2 slamming weeks these last prior 2 weeks. That is week 14th of April and the 21st. But you can see on the 2-day chart where things have been sliding sideways, dojis, red spinning tops, not strong. Like I said, down for the day 0.75%, but we're looking for gold to recover. And we are 85% probability bullishness over the next 5 days. Entry points a little higher than where we are right now. We closed at 303.77. We're looking at the jumping in point at 304.51. Of course, you will be looking for what? You will be looking for nice green up candles on this half-day chart with good volume to jump you in, and we see about a $15.50 expected move. 88% back test accuracy, but again, you got to have the setup. If you just buy in like a fool, then you're going to get hammered. So again, this is all about you practice trading and learning how to do it by doing it. And then once you convince yourself you can do it, man, the world's your oyster. Don't worry about how long it takes to learn all of this. Just start doing it. And you're going to learn it by doing. OJT is what they call that when I was in the Marine Corps, on the job training. Let's jump into HODL. That is, of course, the Bitcoin ETF. There's also an inverse for that one that I've traded before successfully. That is BITI. And you can see, what is that? A 4-cent spread on a $22.44 and $22.48 ETF. That's not bad at all. So again, if you want to practice trade down moves in Bitcoin, you have the ability to do that with BITI. Now, we are 70% bullish. The buying in point is about 2 cents less than where it closed today at 26.63. Of course, it was a down day today, 1.30%. So again, for this bullishness to take off, you're going to have to see some green candles laying down. And the backtest accuracy, 75%. See an expected up move, about $1.39. That is where we are, my friends, as we end the day. We always love to hear from you. We hope you love what we bring to you every day. If you appreciate what we do and you want us to continue, then by all means, continue becoming a Patreon supporter. The first thing you'll get is my latest book, which is 3-Wave Trading Advantage. What are the 3 waves? The weekly, the 2-day, and the half-day. And the advantage of using those is not getting surprised. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.